Well, time to hop off the floor, back onto the window bottom. Yeah, welcome to window bottom layout 2. Now of course we all remember the first one last year. It was quite a success. It worked really well. Again, although I think I mentioned at the start of the first one last year that I was stuck for a while thinking, what shape am I going to get it? 'Cause, not only did I need the power going from right to the end there to there, but also across, running, of course, running the loco to the shed. So yeah, last year's one was a goods yard, again, which worked really well. With wagon being stored there. The engine shed there, wagons being stored next to it, the loco stored in the shed, coming out, coupling it up to the wagons, running up and down a couple of times, and then back into the siding. And again, even though of course we had 2 non-active sidings here on last year's one, again, which I wasn't planning on having at first, I was hoping to have it all active. Well, again, it depends what shape. It depends what shape I do it, but yeah, even 2 non-active sidings here. That was still okay. It still worked fine last year. Just sort of decorated those sidings, put some stuff on display. So yeah, last year's was a goods yard one. This year we're gonna do something a bit different. And so yeah, I was thinking for a bit. What else could I do in here? Because again, I am of course pretty limited for room, aren't I? But I suddenly had a thought. Yeah, what if this year we do like a small station? At first I was thinking, I don't know, a station in the middle where a train could run in and then run out. But then I had a thought. What if we do like a... Well, it's obviously going to be very, very tiny because I am very limited for room. But maybe like a tiny station type halt here. I've got enough room to have like a small passing loop where we could run a small train in, run the loco round, couple it back up to the coaches or wagons. And that way, Yeah. No, honestly, I sort of did a slight test just the other week, and yeah, it's really not going to be able to go very far. But I'm sure it'll still work pretty well, and it'll look pretty cool as well. Yeah, and unlike last year, where at first I was really struggling for a layout shape again to get the power going where I needed. This year, I know exactly how, or pretty much exactly how I'm going to do it. I will just get the track up, and you'll see. See you in a second. And here we are. Yeah, first things I'll admit is that, yeah, it is very simple, simple layout compared to last year's one. But yeah, basically the station's going to be here. Yeah, actually took me a bit of a while to get the truck to fully fit properly. It's sort of, I don't know, it's awkwardly placed. Didn't have to put one of these small bits in. Here, it just wouldn't quite properly connect or reach properly. I don't know if it's something to do with the points, but it should work okay. Just see what we get again. May get a few cutouts if you remember. Most of the time last year when things were okay, but we had a few power issues. But apart from that, it still worked pretty well. So yeah, the little station platform's going to be here. So yeah. Basically, I'm going to be detailing up. Yeah. There's going to be like a car park thing. The signal box will go here again. So yeah, just like last year, the signal box will go here, and the engine shed will go here on this bit of track there. So it's going to be all active. I was going to have like a non-active siding here, but I decided to maybe leave a bit more space for because the station building's going to be here. Off the platform's going to like an island type platform. The station building's going to be here, with a car park here and signal box there. So yeah, just a bit more room. So yeah, not a great deal to it, but I think it'll still. I think it'll still work pretty well. We'll just see what we get. Again, it'll obviously look much more better once I detail it up and put the platform. Put the platform buildings under the extra parts in. You'll see in a minute. And of course, if you remember this paper from last year, most of it's the same from last year. Well, a couple of new sheets here because a few of them ripped and needed some new bits of blue tack. Yeah, again, I know it's November now, but still, when the sun does shine, it does beam in here. The sun comes from over that way there again, over there. I just don't want it beaming in on them too much. Again, not like I have to worry about that today, but still, just in case. Right, let's detail it up. And there's the platform. I was actually able to get it, well, just a little bit bigger than I thought. So yeah, first I'll say, yeah, when the train runs at the platform, it really can't go, and it really can't go very far at all. But it's just going to be a tiny, small train anyway. You know, like sort of like recreating well, on like an old tiny, well, industrial type branch really. Oh yeah, the sheds here. So yeah, this will be the run around loop. This will be like a car park area here. The signal box is back there again. Well, yes, yeah, I just decided to put one wagon here because, well, yeah, you sometimes see that, you know, there's like you know, an old wagon or two just stored around. And now for some final finishing touches. And here we are, with a fair few extras on now. So yes, the track layout shape itself this time, you know, maybe much more simple and not a great lot to it, but with all these extras on, like some people, a bench on the platform there, like, old parts of truck and other few old accessory parts. And down the car park and station building here, some more people. Yeah, you can just see one sat on the other bench right there. Yeah, he looks rather comfortable. Yeah, yes, some cars here in the car park. Oh yeah, and again, she looks like she's walking normally. He looks like he's walking quite quickly, probably. Well, yeah, to catch the train, probably. So yes, it's you know, an island type station platform, and yeah, well, to sort of make it look like a small pedestrian, well, a track pedestrian crossing. This part here, I think it's an old power track part. I've just tacked it down there with some blue tack to make it look like, well, sort of look like, or pose as like a crossing bit which people can walk over to get from the car park and station building onto the platform. Yeah, a bit like yeah, you know, well, it reminds me of like stations like Quorn and Rothley on the Great Central. You know, once you're off the platform, you can either use the bridge or there are little crossing parts. You know, you can walk over the track on. And well, if we just slowly look at it quickly from a long distance, you know, despite the tiny size of it, that still looks very good as like, you know, a static scale model. It really does. Oh yeah, you will just see a guy stood on the signal box. Well, it's a white model figure. That actually was my dad's, that one. He had a few little people like that. So yeah, he's had him since the probably 70s or 80s. He's been waving like that for a long time. But yes, again, from a long distance, that does look very, very good. Does look quite intriguing. So that was part 1. See part 2, where we get a loco out and running.